Hello and welcome to this video where my brother picks the books that I read. I'm about to head over and meet him at Barnes & Noble. I want to real quick make a guess on what type of books he's gonna pick. He's 100% going to pick a fantasy, maybe a sci-fi. He might pick like a YA book, like another fantasy maybe. I don't really see him picking a romance, but maybe he will.
Pick the books that are like the most, like the best clickbait for people to click on.
I'm interested to see like what that is for you.
Like I'm just thinking about titles. Like I read Old Man by the Sea to an Old Man by the Sea.
Why did I just find an old man by the sea?
We ran through opened wardrobes until we found Narnia.
I'm thinking this is gonna take a lot longer.
You've decided on them?
My first selection is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. It's where she has to solve a murder, and it's like Groundhog Day, but murder mystery, which sounds sick. Capable of stealing its victim's secrets. We found another contender. It's called Blade Secrets. It sounds like a little Lord of the Ringsy. Like this girl makes this really powerful sword, and then she has to either find someone worthy enough to wield it or destroy it herself.
Got it on video.
So we're thinking Miles Morales, Spider-Man. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so the first choice was The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Basically, somebody dies a bunch of times, and
Is it Evelyn?
it might be Evelyn. Blade Secrets, 50% off if you buy a different book. Also, I got her a comic book. Yeah, it looks kind of fun. So Farah is going to go and read this to random people in San Francisco coffee shops.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
me. I'm doing next. I'm actually pretty excited for this. Like maybe I'll end up really liking it. I feel like I might really like it. I don't know. Like I also might not like it, but if I don't like it, this is the first comic book I'm ever reading. This one sounds so good when you were describing it. And I was like, wow, that sounds
It did
cool.
sound really cool.
Is that one? And then this one, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. I could really like it. Like I actually just truly don't know.
Okay.
But it sounds interesting. It does sound interesting. And I have been reading a lot of like murder mystery thriller books lately. So I really like I like all of your choices.
Good job,
So
lady.
Farah's gonna read these each in 24 hours.
Smile.
It's gonna be she's gonna read them live in 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on live.
She's gonna be reading them
In an accent.
in an accent, each
Yeah.
one in a new
Different
accent,
accent,
until
yeah.
she gets
For,
the accent down by
For
the
the
end.
different characters, I'll also switch accents.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm feeling Scottish for this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that movie with the Knives Out.
Oh yeah,
Well, it's not
try
the
like a
same
whodunit
thing.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Almost
Like
a
with the little.
clue.
Oh my god, I kind of just noticed they all had different little things on them.
Oh,
On all the corners, like a different weapon. Oh wait, that's a compass. That's not a weapon.
It's
But
like
that's a weapon.
Oh, poison.
what's that board game? Clue. Yeah. Did you already say that? Did you just say
like
that?
10 times.
Okay. So tune in live. Farah's gonna be reading to.
It might be in the same video where I include me reading them.
She's gonna break into the zoo
I'm
and
excited.
go into the lion exhibit and read to the lions.
Crazy.
You have the
Yeah.
craziest ideas.
I know.
I'm gonna start listening to the audiobook of The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I tried to start reading this book and I was finding it kind of hard to get into, so I feel like when that happens I like to listen to an audiobook for a little bit, and that like really gets me into the story. So I'm going to try that. I feel like I like can't see where it's going right now. Like I don't know how the story's gonna progress, but that makes me like want to read more. I'm about to go to sleep. I have in like my retainer and everything, but before I go to sleep I wanted to give a little bit of an update because I've been listening to more of The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Apparently it's Evelyn. That's how like the narrator pronounces it, so I've been saying it wrong this entire time. There has been so many plot twists so far. It's not as simple as I thought it was. I thought it was kind of more straightforward than it is. I keep thinking about it and there's so many things that don't make sense about this book. Like, I know I'm gonna figure it out and hopefully there's like no holes and it comes together, but there's so many things that like don't make sense right now. Like, I don't get it. It's like one of those things where people put like the red string in like the pictures and they go like that's how confusing it is. It's like you're kind of just wobbling through the story blindfolded because you don't really know what's going on, so you just kind of trust that the story, everything like has a reason. I'm on page 118. I'm way more interested than I was. Like, it's got me hooked now. Like, I feel like I'm excited to listen to it. The guy in this, he's taking up as like a host in these different people's bodies. So I thought it was like a Groundhog Day type of thing, and that it is like that, but it's kind of more complex than that because we don't know like who this main character is and he doesn't even know who he is. He just keeps waking up in like a different person's body each day. There's also like a certain amount of hours like he's in each person's body, or like that he has in each person's body, and he like sometimes goes back and forth between people. It does make it kind of confusing because it's like there are past versions of himself as the days repeat that are doing the same thing, so it's like he exists in more than one person and he has until like his 8th try and his 8th host to solve the murder, and then he's free. Apparently in this game there are like different people playing it. There's someone who's trying to kill off all the other opponents. It's gonna be one of those books where like hopefully at the end, like I just feel like I can say I completely understand it, but right now it's like I get it, but at the same time it's all like it's so confusing. I am so hooked into this story. Like, I need to know what happens. I feel like it's so crazy that like it's so crazy to where it's like it feels like it would be so satisfying to actually finally like get all the answers. I feel like it's really flowing nicely right now and I'm just having a really good time listening to this audiobook. It's just so interesting. It's like unlike any book that I've read. I feel like the premise of it, that's what happened. Oh my goodness, it was an accident. I'm about to go to sleep. I have like 16 minutes left of the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This ending is crazy. This ending, I feel like it like elevates the whole book. Like, it makes the whole book better because it's just such a crazy ending. I don't understand how someone's brain like writes a book like this. Like, I feel like the planning that it would take, like my head hurts even trying to think of like how this was all put together with like the timelines and the different hosts and the way that everything has to go a certain way to make it happen. That happens 8 times over. Like, it's just like, it's crazy that it's like it's all the same but then it's a little bit different. This book has like a really unexpected like theme of forgiveness and like the people changing in it. Like, I don't know, like it's really deep. Like, the ending of this book, everything about it is shocking. I'm on chapter 3. This is kind of taking longer to read than I thought it would. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm like taking time to look at the pictures. It is the next day and I just finished the Miles Morales Straight Out of Brooklyn comic book. Here are my thoughts. This is like the first comic book I've ever read, so I don't want to say that I just don't like comic books because maybe I would like a different one. I didn't really find it that like entertaining. I did like some parts of the storyline and I liked the main character and like his friends and stuff. It seems like it'd be good for someone who's like in high school or like junior high or something, because I think it has like a lot of good messages for really anyone, but also like kids at that age. That's like the age of the main character, so I feel like it's could be really relatable to people. I'm guessing that for what it is, it's good. I can't even fully say that with confidence because I have read no other comic books. I really liked a lot of the pictures in here. All right, it has been a while. I'm on chapter 19. I've actually been kind of flying through this book. I really like it. I did not expect to relate to the main character in this book that much, but I genuinely have been reading a lot of the things and just really relating with them, so that's cool. That's always like a plus when I'm reading a book. I never know when that's gonna happen, but it's like it's nice. I feel like I know the characters really well in this, and I really like the found family. The romance is really sweet. This blade can like eat, it's called like the secret eater or something like that. When someone cuts someone with this blade, they can hear like their secrets. It's just like a really cool concept. I just kind of love it. I'm loving it. This is just so cute. The found family is so cute in this. up finishing Blade of Secrets and I absolutely loved it. I think I'm gonna give this one like a 4.5 stars. The ending really just made me want to read the second book, so I'm definitely getting the second book and reading that because I really enjoy this. Such a good story with like really fun characters in it that I like to read about, and I felt like the adventure was very fast paced and I just like flew through it. The concept of having like a weapon that the main character is trying to keep out of the hands of someone like bad and powerful, it was different than a lot of the other fantasy books I read because she's not like a skilled fighter or anything. She just like makes weapons, and because of that is like another reason I feel like she's just more of a like your everyday person who also happens to have like magical weapon making powers. The romance was like just so wholesome and sweet, and I cannot wait to keep reading it in the next book because it was just like such a nice, refreshing romance read. I think that's about all I have to say right now. I just really enjoyed it. Very good job to Landon. Thank you for picking this because I would not have read this otherwise. I'm gonna skip over recapping this one because I feel like I already talked about it a good amount, so I'll just go straight into talking a little bit about the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, only like a little bit because I know I've already said a bit on this one too. The ending was amazing and I teared up during it. I felt like it tied it together so well and it elevated the entire book for me. There are so many like layers to this. It's definitely intense, but I feel like it's worth it in the end. And also it's kind of fun sometimes trying to figure out a book that's like has that much going on. I don't think it's too complicated because it all makes sense in the end, so I feel like something can't really be too complicated if it all at least like comes together. And I was really impressed with how it all came together because I was thinking throughout the whole thing like, how is it going to come together? Sometimes I was bored reading this and sometimes I was like extremely invested. It definitely took a while to get into. I would say that it should be shorter, but I honestly don't know how it could have been shorter while also fully explaining everything that was going on in it. So with that being said, I feel like maybe it's just like perfect the way it is. The characters in it felt so real to me. I really loved especially the main character. I loved seeing who he was while he was in like different people's minds. Trying to figure him out at the same time as he's trying to figure himself out is such a way to like learn about a character. I love how he can like experience and appreciate the minds of other people, and even sometimes he like doesn't appreciate them but he just like is experiencing them. The plot twist was definitely plot twisting, but like looking back there were a lot of little breadcrumbs that led to where it was at. I am not sure what I would rate it though. I feel like part of me wants to rate it like a 3.5 and then another part of me wants to rate it like a 4.5 or a 5. I'm just not gonna rate it, but those are like my thoughts on it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you Landon for picking out these books for me. Make sure to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. I'll put all of my social media in the description. I will see you in the next one.